So, welcome back again. We've been speculating a lot, like a lot of people have been speculating about the two new espers, but we will never know for sure because we haven't seen their skill sets yet. But what we do know is that the name of the gods that they are connected with. So one is Nornir and one is Kauket. Nornir being the god of faith and Kauket being the god of night can explain a little bit about their skill sets. So Nornir having a support role here and Kauket having a fighter role here, we can expect the one thing that is concrete here that we can speculate and really expect a lot from them is that Nornir is going to play around with buffs while Kauket will play around with debuffs. And that one thing is going to be most likely the one thing that is most likely to happen. So whether they're going to be like doing something like a poison for Intisar or some kind of like OP buffs from Phantom Sisters, we don't know yet because from the release of Abigail having like a totally new type of buff, which is Absorb, really changed the game because that means that Lilith at any point in time in the future can just come out with a totally new type of buff or debuffs that we will never seen before. So the Fatum Sisters and the Intisar, I wouldn't be surprised if they have like a totally new type of buff or debuffs in their skill set because we've seen one in Abigail case, so it doesn't close the possibilities that they're also going to have their own unique buffs and debuffs. Also, we have seen a lot of unique buffs and debuffs, which is like Nicole or Loyan. They have a totally new special buffs which can prevent the death of a teammate. So Fatum Sisters having a Nornir as their god, the god of fate, probably have something to do with deciding the fate of their teammates, whether they're going to die or not. So it's something like invincibility or immunity or something that can prevent them from dying, like standoff, is something that we can expect from Fatum Sisters. Because Abigail came out just recently and she has every single type of buffs that we need for fighting except for immunity. So Fatum Sisters being another support espers, it's going to be really inefficient if they both have the same set of buffs. So the one thing that we can expect Fatum Sister is to have a different type of buff from Abigail, which is like invincibility, immunity, or something that can prevent teammates Esper from dying. So in Tisar, having the Kauket as her god is the most likely scenario is her dealing something with poison. Whether she deals the poison debuffs herself or she playing a big role in helping a poison character do their debuffs is something that we can expect happening from Intisar. So something like Dispel, something like Buff Blocker, or something like we've seen in Cube, which is a Nightmare, or probably like Xiaoyin or Selmer, which can deal more damage the more debuffs the enemy have, is something to do with playing around with poison debuffs. So that's something that we can predict. So which one should you choose depends on which one you like. Do you like playing around with buffs or do you like to play around with debuffs, which is still not concrete evidence of what their skill set's going to be. This is just still a prediction, but most likely scenario of the predictions so far based on their god. So currently in this Divine Support event, we see that the Fatum Sister is more popular compared to the Intisar, which is not surprising because if we don't know their skill set yet, having the support esper in your arsenal really going to help you more compared to having a fighter that we don't know yet how it's going to play around, because having a buffs mean that it can help in any way, whether there's no such thing as a useless buffs. Every buffs is going to help you in some way, but there are some debuffs or fighters that cannot be mixed into certain espers. Like if you're playing around with a tank team and this one being a squishy DPS, then it's not going to work. So the safer choice is to go with the Fatum Sisters. Although if you are like me, if you really love playing around with poison gods, like if you already have Eve and you want to have that poison meta being viable into the future, then I expect a lot from the Intisar being able to make the poison meta to be a reality in the future. So here I am supporting Intisar, and currently the winner Esper here, after the event, players will get a limited edition dynamic avatar of the Esper they support with the highest votes, have three different meaning. Like we've already, some of my friends and together with me, we've asked the customer support, and all of them come out with three different type of answers. You know, the first one being that whoever we choose, like whether we pick the Fatum Sisters or we pick Indisars, whoever is winning this Divine Support event, which is in this case most likely going to be the Fatum Sisters, every single player is going to get the Fatum Sisters moving avatars. So if we in the future get the Fatum Sisters, then we already going to have the moving avatars for her. That's one version. The second version is that if whichever one you choose, like whether you choose Intisar or Fatum Sisters, whoever will win later, you will get the moving avatar of the Espers that you choose. So if you choose Intisar, that you will get the moving avatar of Intisar. If you choose the Fatum Sisters, you will get the moving avatar of Fatum Sisters. But that goes against the wording here, because the limited edition is supposed to be only for the winner. So probably the moving one will only be the one choosing the Fatum Sisters. So for those of you who choose Intisar, you will not get anything, but they will just make the player sad, you know, like you already support Intisar and trying your best to bring her to be the winner, and you are rewarded with nothing. So that will make a lot of Intisar players really sad if the only one who gets something out of this is the one who's supporting the Fatum Sisters. Another thing is that the third version from the customer support reply is that you can see here that there is a leaderboard here, whoever supports the most in the Destiny case Intisar. So only those who are in the leaderboard will get the moving limited edition avatar. So let's say if the Destiny is the Fatum Sisters winning, then probably every single one who supports the Fatum Sister will get the moving avatar of Fatum Sisters. But for Intisar case, because it's the one losing the divine support, so only those who are in the top 10 of the Intisar support list here will be the one getting the Intisar moving avatar. But looking at the leaderboard here, like a lot of people are already really crazy in their supporting sticks here. So for most of the free-to-play players, like including me, there is no way we can go into the top of the leaderboard here. So I'm just hoping that because I'm supporting Intisar here, like we will get something like some kind of consolidation reward or something from choosing Intisar, or maybe the customer service version that says that you will get the avatar of the ones that you support. Then it will really help us into, you know, not feeling sad from supporting Intisar here. But whether Intisar going to come out as the winner or the loser, for my case, I will always support Intisar because I do love playing around with poison espers, and I've been waiting for the moment where the poison meta is going to be viable in every single content of the game. Because right now, poison meta is just recently become viable because of Eve. Because previously, with only Kara alone, she cannot bring the poison into a meta by herself. But with the coming out of Eve, it really changed the game for the poison meta, which is currently very viable in the PvE content. So I do expect that the Intisar will bring the poison meta more viable in the PvP section later on. So yeah, which one you choose, whether you want to choose Fatum Sisters or you want to choose Intisar, doesn't mean that it's going to be your final decision. So right now, you can choose whichever one you want. Like if you do want to join the winning crowd, then go ahead with the Phantom Sisters. Or if you want to go for the gamble and go for Intisar like me, then go ahead and join the gamble with me. But later on, after we get their skill sets, if they leak their skill sets afterwards, then we will know for sure which one we will go for, whether we want to go for Phantom Sisters or we want to go for Intisar. And also, I also do have two versions of the leaks here, the skill set. There is a probability that Lilith gonna leak both of their skill sets together at the same time, or they will leak the Fatum Sister skill sets first because they are the winner and they going to come out earlier than Intisar, and then they will release Intisar skill sets much later on. But that will just block the players into deciding whether they want Fatum Sisters or the Intisar. But from Lilith's perspective, have them not releasing the Intisar skill set will really make players like spending a lot of SSM on the Fatum Sisters first, because they don't know for sure what the what Intisar skill set is gonna be. So for those of them who don't want to take a gamble, they will spend their SSM in Fatum Sisters, and then once Intisar comes out, then they will spend more SSM in Intisar if they want Intisar later on. So from the game developer point of view, releasing the skill sets at a different set of time really helps them, but really makes the players angry, so they can expect a lot of complaint. But if they release the skill sets at the same time, it will split the SSM of the players into two different groups. The one that really wants Intisar to be their Esper, they will never ever going to spend their SSM in Fatum Sisters. Or for those who don't want Intisar, they will spend their SSM in Fatum Sisters. Like only the whales are going to spend in both of them, or probably those of you who really want both of them will spend in both of them. So yeah, we can expect a lot of things happening in the future, but based on the legendary espers that we all have here, there is not a single legendary espers that is useless. You know, every single one of them has their own purpose and their own place in the game. So don't listen to anyone that's telling you that Ophelia is a glorified Tangyin. Don't listen to those who are saying that SD is useless, and don't ever listen to those that, you know, saying some other Esper is going to be like really bad, you know, because all of them have a different playstyle, have a different place they can be useful for. Like F-Rate is really good, but only in Holo Battle and Point War. So for a free-to-play players, is actually F-Rate is not a good choice, or in my own opinion, you know, for a free-to-play players. So yeah, hopefully everything goes well and you guys can see a lot of fun in the future. So have fun. Thanks for listening. Bye bye.